Hello and welcome to this pre-event overview of the next FPGA Front Runner event, which we're going to be holding at Venice Shore. Okay. So thank you for attending. We're just going to run through what to expect at the event and allow you to ask any questions if you have any questions. Okay. So we're expecting 75 people to be at the event, either physically or online. And those 75 people come from 68 companies in 18 different countries. So quite a varied audience. Okay. And here's an overview of what to expect. Here's an overview of the agenda. This is a follow-on from last year. So I just want to maybe show you quickly what we had last year. And here's last year's agenda. And you can still see the PDFs from last year as well. So if you wanted to look at the last year's presentations, you can. If you wanted to prepare, and you can see last year we had an introduction from Pete Leonard at Venice Shore. Again, it was held at Venice Shore, and Venice Shore are hosting us again. So not all of the speakers last year provided their PDF, but we're expecting everybody this year to provide. So you could go there and see. And again, what we have here is 8 very good speakers again. And the theme is AI in FPGA. Okay, obviously AI is impacting the way we develop FPGAs as well as the content of that FPGA. And this is what this is about. How does AI affect our development flow for FPGA? But also, can we put AI accelerators into the FPGA? Can we actually turn our FPGA into designs that can be used as part of an AI inference engine, for example, or maybe into some sort of camera analysis, image analysis solution? Okay, so both of those topics are going to be covered. And you can see here we've got these 8 speakers. I'm going to run through a little bit more detail on what they're going to be presenting. Okay, so Pete Leonard will do an introduction to Venice Shore. It's a very short one, just 10 minutes this year, because last year he provided a 30-minute overview. It's still available, as I said, on that website if you wanted to look. Okay, and you will be given the website after the event if you wanted to look back to what happened last year. Then we have Gaff Richards from TechWorks, and he's going to be giving you an overview of what TechWorks are doing. If you don't know what TechWorks are, then they're they represent the semiconductor industry in the UK, and we represent the government as well as it's a membership network, and we provide at TechWorks we provide up-to-date information that may be useful to our members. And last year in Bletchley Park, for those who don't know where Bletchley Park is, it's near Milton Keynes. It's where the UK government actually worked on breaking the code in the Second World War, and that's why it's based with Alan Turing, and obviously that's a very natural home for any work on AI, with Alan Turing being sort of what many people regard as a father figure in AI. But anyway, the TechWorks have been running some government-funded projects on the application of AI in technology, and especially in semiconductors, because remember TechWorks is the membership organisation for semiconductors in the UK. So Gav will be updating everybody on what's going on there. There is a follow-on event this year at Bletchley Park. I think that's in February 2025. But if you go to the TechWorks website for their events page, you'll see the Bletchley Park event coming up this year as well. And I'll be there. It's a very good event, and it's free. It's a free event physically at Bletchley Park near Milton Keynes. Okay. And then here, Petros Toupas is from Huronic Technologies. They're a startup. they're part of the Silicon Catalyst network. And for those of you that have never heard of Silicon Catalyst, it started in California and Silicon Valley, and it's there to help new semiconductor startups to get off the ground and get to their first production silicon. And so this is one of those Silicon Catalyst about putting a bespoke AI acceleration IP inside the FPGA, okay, based on convolutional neural networks, okay. And they've got technology and IP for building AI accelerators inside your FPGA. So that's cutting edge stuff. So it's a Silicon Catalyst startup venture who's building this IP, and they'll be speaking about this at the event. So a unique opportunity to see the types of AI IP that may be coming to FPGAs in the future. Okay. Now, Red Semiconductor also it's another Silicon Catalyst company. So again, quite cutting edge, quite leading edge. And what they've built is what they call versatile intrinsic structured computing. Basically, it's a front end to your core. So it works with RISC design, CPU cores. That could be a RISC-V, it could be an ARM. But it pre-processes the instructions and then to make the execution inside the core more efficient. And they claim that they can run 10 through use of their RISC technology. They can speed up the core execution by up to 10x. Okay, and also it supports multi-core. So if you've got multiple cores, it will make sure that the distribution of instructions to those multiple cores is efficient. Okay, so you may ask, well, what's this got to do with AI? And it supports the types of mathematical it speeds up the types of mathematical instructions and mathematical programs that you may be running as part of your AI implementation. So, for example, matrix multiplication. Okay, it's well known that if you just did your matrix multiplication as nested for loops, it's very inefficient. And this FISC can find ways of speeding up matrix multiplication up to 10x just by a bolt onto the front end of your CPU design. Okay, so they'll be presenting as well. There's obviously a lot more detail in this one. I won't go through it all, but this is Dr. Pedro Mercado from Nottingham Trent University, and they're using bio-inspired encryption algorithms. So there's a security aspect on this as well. But they're using SNNs for FPGA. Okay, so these is spiking neural networks. If you don't know what an SSN is, it's a spiking neural network. So using spiking neural networks to improve encryption, therefore improve security. But obviously, as the AI angle here is this use of spiking neural networks. Okay, Jeremy Bennett from Embicosm is going to talk about how can I port a system to a new computer architecture they're using some FPGA, for example, the AMD Zinc FPGA here. So if I want to build an AI system, and maybe I've built it on PyTorch, for example, so I've prototyped it in Python, how would they then port that across onto an FPGA so it runs at speed? And that has got a RISC-V soft core as well. So hopefully you can see some of these coming together. I've just, the previous one on RISC from Red, maybe to accelerate that RISC-V core for you. And Jeremy's talking about how would I port a Python AI environment across onto that FPGA. Okay, so you can see some of these talks coming together here. Giles Peckham of Myrtle AI has been looking at machine learning inference engines and how you can port those onto an FPGA to reduce cost, latency, and energy on that as well. So he, again, similar to Jeremy, is talking about how to port machine learning inference engines onto your FPGA for machine learning purposes. And you may be doing that as prototyping. And remember that our next event on the FPGA Front Runner is on prototyping. So you could be doing that for a prototyping purpose if you want to be moving to an ASIC, or you may actually be building your solution onto an FPGA. And talking about that prototyping, Mark Azadpour of AWS, that's Amazon Web Services, is talking about AI in development and prototyping of FPGA, and how distributed teams could design, verify, prototype, and validate an ASIC or an FPGA. Okay, and there's a lot of infrastructure that Amazon Web Services, AWS, can support you with there in terms of those some open source software to support that. Okay, so that's a look at some of the talks that will be coming up into this event. There's 8 speakers altogether, so I hope there's a wide variety, and hopefully you can join. See, I've shown you that page already. That's last year's event. Okay, and there's a number of blogs there as well, so you could go in and look at the blogs or about what was covered in that talk, or you can go and see the actual PDF. Unfortunately, there's no videos there, but overall here you can see previous FPGA Front Runner events here, and a lot of them do actually have videos as well. So here you can see the video, and just that was on the FPGA verification strategies. Just to say, remember that is now moving to our verification futures event on July the 1st in Reading. We're expecting over 200 people to attend that. There's a VLSI stream, an ASIC stream, as well as an FPGA stream, as well as design IP stream. So for the first year, we're providing a design IP stream as well. And that's our verification futures event on July the 1st. It'll be held in both online, but also physically at Reading University. Okay. So thank you for joining. Thank you to our sponsors, obviously TechWorks, where there's the new Semiconductor Design Network, DESN, as you can see there. Thank you for Renishaw, obviously going to be hosting the next FPGA Front Runner, and for Tessolve, my employer, that allow me to help TechWorks put these events on. Okay, so thank you for joining. Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mike. Thank you, everyone.